What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Diesel Dog video, and doing a little exhaust work today on this Saturday. I got a blown out muffler on my mother-in-law's Equinox here. If you remember, a couple months ago we put a catalytic converter on there. Now we got a muffler that came apart, and you probably heard it in the intro to this video, but I'm gonna get it up on the rack here, make things easier for us. I figured I'd bring it into work and do this, so gonna put this thing up in the air and show you guys what I got here. So here's the converter assembly we just put on. Comes back into this resonator here. You can see my nice tie job there just to get her by for a week, but muffler completely rusted through and broke off in this inlet here. There's two mufflers on this thing. There's the rear one, and then there's like this mid muffler here. So that's what we're replacing. It's a good thing I brought it in because it looks like I'm gonna have to cut and weld this back. There's not a clamp style from the factory here on the front. On the back, I didn't want to get this whole thing, and it offered just the muffler, so I got that. But I'll figure out what I want to do back here, but that's what we're fixing. I'm gonna go ahead and snip these, get it down, and kind of size things up here, figure out what we want to do. All right, so here's my game plan. Since the new muffler is just a hair longer, I'm a little bit limited to what I can do up here because we got this flat spot here to clear the bottom of the vehicle here. So I'm gonna try to get this clamp off, get the old pipe out of there. I'm gonna probably cut this part of the bracket here that's welded on there. We still got one welded right here. Obviously I can't cut any further than this bracket here, so if I cut this, just leave it secured with the one piece coming under, it's pretty sturdy. So cut it back just a little bit here. I'm probably gonna end up welding it back here and see if I can get a clamp on the front. May still end up welding on the front. The problem is with old exhaust, it's just hard to weld. Even if you get it cleaned up as best you can, it ends up blowing through and having issues. But right now that's my plan, so I'm gonna start cutting some metal here. So this front piece, that's gonna be easy. That slid in there pretty good. It's coming all the way out to right here. I could probably weld this up if I wanted, but I think a clamp here is gonna suffice for the front here. The back is where it gets a little tricky. You can see quite a bit longer, so I think if I take some off the actual muffler here, then I'm gonna cut this back and stick it in there. It's just gonna have to be welded, which isn't a big deal. I can do that, but you know, aftermarket exact fit muffler and requires a little bit of work that I wasn't anticipating, so I'm glad I brought it into work. But that's where I'm at here. I'm gonna do some more cutting here and sizing up and measuring, because you know, measure twice, cut once, that whole deal. But that's where I'm at. Never fails. first time, won't be the last. I guarantee that. Back in business. So we got her fit pretty good here. Try to get rid of as much gap as you can. You don't want to have to fill in the exhaust, especially when you're dealing with old exhaust. That's how you blow through stuff and get spackles, and it's just not going to weld too good. So I'm kind of overlapped down here. That's going to make for a good weld, and barely got a gap up here. I could probably fit that a little bit better, but I think if I tap on this with a hammer, it'll push it in enough to get rid of that gap there. But gonna go ahead and burn this in. Got like an 1/8 inch on top I gotta hit. When I'm welding exhaust, I always stitch it just because I'm so afraid of blowing holes through it. I've done it so many times. So I just take my time, go around, kind of hit a few different spots until I complete it. If I see some thin spots where I think I can get hotter, then I'll go back over like this one. I hit it again over top of the weld. So, you know, it's not gonna win any trophies, but she ain't gonna leak. And honestly, it welded up quite a bit better than I anticipated how rusty this is. I just cleaned it up as best I could with a grinder to get all that rust off as best you can, and then I start the weld on the new metal, and then I'll kind of go over to the old metal instead of starting the weld in the middle or only on the rusted metal. I try to like hit it right a little bit closer to the new metal, get that weld started first and then melt it over. But not too bad, pretty happy with it. Now I'm just gonna finish her off with a clamp up front here and we should be done. Do you win, baby? Done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, another successful automotive repair. Exhaust. Exhaust can be frustrating and a pain in the butt, but a little patience and experience kind of help you out and be your friend. But the vehicle is quiet. I got a little bit of a noise on hard acceleration, so I don't know when that pipe came down and slid on the road for a little bit, if it pulled that accordion pipe or bellow pipe, whatever you want to call it, up right behind the catalytic converter. I don't know if it pulled some of that apart and I got a leak there. I'm not sure, but just cruising like light acceleration, I don't hear much. It's just on hard, like merging onto the interstate, I could hear a little bit, so I'm probably gonna have to check that out. But that's how it goes. I mean, better than the entire pipe just broken off. So that's gonna do it for me today in this video. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up, and please hit that subscribe button. We just surpassed 8,000 subscribers, which is freaking nuts, and I'm super stoked on that. So if we keep that going, that'd be great. See you guys in the next video.